I got to tell you, I saw the other two Expendables, and I was excited about all of them. And we've talked about them on the show at length.
Right. Yes.
But there was a definite overly cheesy factor in those two Expendables movies. And that's not so much here in this third Expendables for me. I thought the cheese factor was kind of minimized. And I felt like the cameos in the previous two movies, like if you think about Chuck Norris in Expendables 2, which was this glorified cameo that was just a joke, I didn't feel the same way about all the roles in Expendables 3. I felt like most people were given something to do in that movie.
Right.
Like Wesley Snipes comes across very strong in the first 20 or so minutes. Harrison Ford has more of a role in the movie than I thought he would. Mel Gibson makes for a really good villain. I thought that
he did make for a good villain.
He really did, and I thought
he was an excellent villain in it.
That plot was more personal and raised the stakes of the movie in a way that the other two did not. It was
the first
not.
One, yeah.
It was the humor in it. A lot of the humor in it was genuine. Like it worked for me. So I felt like it was a really effective action movie. I really did. Like an action movie to be taken seriously. Like it's not all like a joke, like the first two Expendables.
Right.
And I think that has entirely everything to do with the director, who did that great neo-western Red Hill a couple of years ago. I think that
that's a good movie.
He wasn't interested in making a jokey, nostalgic thing. He's probably like, you already did that in the first two movies. Let's try to make an actual lean-to-the-bone kind of action movie. And I thought they were incredibly successful on it.
Okay, well, look, I'm looking forward to it. I want to say, though, are you trying it out? You can usually say it's because Mickey Rourke and Bruce Willis are on in this one, so that's why.
Yeah, there's no room
so
for him.
good.
I mean, you don't miss anybody in the movie, really. What did you think?
It's so ridiculous how huge the cast is that when you look at they should call it the Includables. They should not call it the Expendables. They need to start calling it that because it's got like 40 people on the poster. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I thought that I generally agree with you. I mean, I didn't love it or anything like that. But I thought that's a good passable action film or whatever. It definitely felt like kind of a again, like a kind of return to the 80s in a lot of ways. I didn't think it broke any new ground or anything, but it did. It was surprising to see, especially Ford and Gibson given meteor roles and Snipes too. I thought it was interesting that they make a joke about it's Snipes coming out of jail and they ask him what he went to jail for in the movie. He says tax evasion, which I thought, that's interesting. that they just came right out and reminded everybody about it.
Right, yeah.
Then I was expecting Gibson's character to beat his wife in it or something. But
I'm not laughing. I'm just laughing at you with Bruce.
I don't know.
No, wait, let me ask you a question.
He was a villain.
Should I go back and watch Escape Plan? Should I go back and watch Escape Plan and
Escape Plan is kind of fun. Escape Plan is kind of fun. I actually kind of liked Escape Plan a little bit more than this because I just thought it was.
Right,
I just thought it was a lot more.
I didn't see that. I didn't play it long enough at my local theater, and I figured I'd catch it on cable, which should be any day now.
It would be a good cable movie, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Did anyone see Grudge Match, though? I never saw Grudge Match.
No.
That was so bad.
I watched the first 15 minutes of it, and I said, no way am I going any further on this. This is it. Because
let me ask you the other question.
Really, really bad tries at humor in that film, like that completely flat.
Let me ask you guys another question. I never saw Machete Kills, and I'm just curious because Gibson plays a villain in that one. That was supposed to be his big, coming out as a villain. And I was just curious if anyone's seen that yet.
I've seen it, but this is a better villainy role.
Okay, good. Because he's a good actor. He's a really good actor. I mean, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see him again.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Let me make it clear. this isn't the kind of movie that requires a really good actor. I mean, so
No,
I mean,
it's not.
this isn't like a really good actor performance. You're not going to put it in the highlight reel with William Wallace and Braveheart. I'm just saying that for the purposes of the Expendables Part 3, the movie benefited from his presence.
Mm-hmm.
No, of course, no. The more the merrier, it sounds like the movie should be called. But, because this is something, because I've noticed, I have kept, I saw the last Schwarzenegger movie, Sabotage, and, I know it's, by a good director and everything, but I couldn't decide whether it was like it looked gritty to be gritty or it just looked gritty because it was just looked cheap as hell. It looked, I thought, I liked Arnold, but the movies that he's done solo since The Expendables have been awful, I think.
I thought The Last Stand was a lot of fun, actually.
It was fun, I like these guys. We grew up watching these guys in the 80s, in their prime and everything. But this one looks to be... I'm looking forward to this movie. I am looking forward to it. I like the other two, but I'm glad to hear it's not as cheesy as the other two.
Yeah, you just hear Stallone say, "Get to the chopper," like twice, and that's about as cheesy as it gets, really.